Okay, guys, another thing I'm adding to the final is distance between points. This is actually an IM1 skill or concept, but it's so basic and important that any IM2 student should know going into IM3. Okay, so let's get started here. So let's say they actually graph the segment for you. Notice it's graphed right here, which I'm marking in yellow, right? Well, if it's graphed for you guys, what you can do is make a right triangle. So I hope you can see if I start at this left point, I'm going to go down 2 spaces, and then I'm going to go to the right 5 spaces. The key thing is just make sure you count very carefully. Down 2, right 5. Well, can't I now figure out this hypotenuse, which is the distance between those points? Of course I can. All I need to do is go a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'll call the distance, or actually we'll call it d, so we'll say d squared. Our hypotenuse c is d. Now, let's do the math. 2 squared is 4, 5 squared is 25, added together is 29. If that equals d squared, our distance squared, all I need to do now is square root, so my distance has to be the square root of 29. And of course, you could go on a calculator and do the square root and get 5 point something, but for now, just leave it as square root of 29, because I trust you can do that on the calculator. All right, let's do this one right here, and we're going to do it with common sense, and then I'm going to show you a little shortcut that should look familiar. So first of all, guys, can't we go ahead and graph this point? Now, we're doing a sketch, but make it fairly neat enough so you can count carefully. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1, 2, 3. Right there is 5, negative 3. Now, 5, 6, 7, 8, up 2 is there. That's my point 8, 2. So here is my right triangle. I'm trying to find this red distance here. Let's call it D again, right? Well, if we count carefully, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. If we count across carefully, 1, 2, 3 across. So this time, I'm simply just going to go a squared plus b squared equals c squared again. 5 squared is 25. 3 squared is 9. Added together is 34. So if d squared is 34, I'm going to square root. D must be the square root of 34. And of course, you could go on the calculator and do square root 34, and you'll get what? Approximately, see, 6 times 6 is 36, so you'll get 5 point something again. Okay? Now, what's another way you could do it? Well, there is the distance formula that looks like this. Now, let's be honest, guys. That formula stinks. So, what's my other option? Well, how about we line up our points? See what I'm doing here, guys? I'm just lining them up underneath each other. And you see, guys, when I subtract these numbers, negative 3, and I minus 2, I get negative 5. And if I do this 5 minus 8, I get negative 3. These are the values of the sides of the triangle, as you can see. Now, of course, I have negative values, but remember, if I take negative 3 squared plus negative 5 squared, the negatives cancel out when you square them, right? They become positive. So as you can see, I still get 34 again. And then I just have to remember to square root it. So this is another option. You could just line them up, subtract your x's, subtract your y's. This is basically your A. This is basically your B on the right triangle. Square them, add them together, square root. But somehow, some way, guys, hopefully I've kind of taught all of you how you could find the distance between any two given points. Okay? Hope this helps. Make sure you know it for the final. See you in class.